What's up, y'all? It's your girl, April Floodgate, just coming in with that just woke up glow. Um, Today's episode is called Hormones, and we're talking about hormone replacement therapy. It follows my consultation session, and sort of like all the emotions and feelings around it. It's a pretty wild one. There's a lot of discouragement. There's a lot of, I don't know. I feel like I'm really laying it all out on the table in this one. And I guess like, I've been looking back on these videos and there's a lot of like emotional talking, like talking from like a purely emotional mind. And I've learned a lot just about like emotional regulation and like, I guess cognitive distortions as well since I made this video, but I still think it's important to post. And I guess just like with all these video diaries, something to note would be to like take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I often like clarify things later in the videos and like catch myself, saying things I shouldn't, or like I definitely make a lot of like unhelpful statements and unhelpful judgments about myself and the world, but I still think it's really important. Like, I think when I was editing this video, I really struggled with actually posting it and like thinking that this is something that people will have access to. Not only do I delve into a lot of sensitive information about myself, but just like, I don't know, it's not really a great advertisement for transgender people. I just spit on my $3,000 monitor. Ew. God, that's so disgusting. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. Even now as I'm recording this, I'm like, should I post it? But no, I feel compelled to. There's a reason I'm making these. I guess it's just to show people that this is what it's like to be human, that these are the emotions we are subjected to and experience. And I think I definitely like, I don't know, going forward with these videos, like I'd like to be of more of a wise mind, like not just purely emotional ranting, but also connecting with my rational brain and putting things into context and grounding myself and that kind of stuff. But I don't know, I think that will emerge over time, and like I'm already making good progress on that, I think, because I'm putting the work in every day and I'm going to my groups and learning new skills. So yeah. I guess that's just what I wanted to say is, take this episode and any future episodes with a grain of salt. Understand that I might be in a heightened emotional state, and I mean, like, should I even be posting it if I'm just purely in an emotional state? I don't know. I say yes. Like, I think there's something to learn from it. I think people can learn things from the way that, like, I process information and then reflect back on it later. Like, I don't know. That's the human experience, right? So yeah, and if it's a mistake, so what? Then it's a mistake, and I learn. But I think not posting these, getting really discouraged and letting my fears take over is not helpful, because I've been trapped in this like cage of just not creating for a really long time, and there's a reason I feel compelled to like talk to the camera and upload it to the internet, and it might not be the kind of content that I want to be producing full time, or like where I want my channel to go, but it's something, and that makes me happy in a way. And I'm just really hoping that people can learn from my experiences, or that it can give context into what it's like to be someone like me. And yeah, so if that isn't enough explanation for you, then I don't know, don't watch it. Yeah, okay. Anyway, without further ado, here's Hormones. Love y'all. Good morning, my lovelies and lovelets. What's going on? It's your girl, April Floodgate here. I am freaking excited and freaking nervous this morning because I have my consult for HRT. That's hormone. Oh, spiderweb. Almost walked through a spiderweb. Ha! Gotta get up pretty early in the morning to get old April. Okay. I have my consult for HRT, the old hormone replacement therapy. Okay, what does that mean? I feel like you should know what that means if you're watching me, and if not, it basically just means that I'll be taking that delicious, sweet estrogen on a consistent basis as to morph my body and mind and soul to align with the gender that I feel was owed from birth. All right, I was owed that. Yeah, but basically, long story short, this is a dress. Born in the wrong body, biological male, yikers. That's a big yikes for me. That's a big L for society and me. So, yeah, I'm currently walking to my GP. That's general practitioner. If you're not from New Zealand, I'm not, but that's what we call them here. And thoughts, lots of them. Where do I begin? How do I sort of sum up this whole existence of mine? Because I feel like for many people, they're sort of just born with the gender that they're born with. They're born the sex they're born with, and they don't question it because they don't feel the need to. But me, it's about me. This whole gender thing. Oh, I'm freezing up now. I'm finding it hard to talk about, but I got to get into it. I want to take you through my whole gender journey because I feel like, I still haven't had my coffee yet, so don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. But yeah, this whole gender journey of mine, I find it absolutely staggering that most people actually are just born in the bodies that they are comfortable with, and then that's it. And then they go on to live their beautiful lives and have they have other problems, but that's not one of their problems. Wait, look how gorgeous this is. Wait, it's something, it's the view that I have with my eyes. Like, it's just like, look at this like tunnel of trees. I don't know if it's reading so well in the selfie camera, but yeah. I don't know, like some people might be like, well, why do you care like how you're gendered or whatever? Or how do you care like whatever? Why can't you just put on a dress and be happy? It's like, I don't know. It's always been about so much more of that. Like, it's always felt so central to me. It's literally, imagine like having a voice in your head that's just constantly yelling at you with a megaphone being like, you're not being feminine enough. You're not like, imagine every time you go to the bathroom, feeling like wrong. Imagine like every time you're in a change room feeling wrong. Imagine like, because I feel like I should go through this like from childhood to now, but I'm just summing it up. I'm feeling really nervous. Why am I so nervous? It's usually so easy to talk about this kind of stuff. Probably just getting really excited. Very overstimulated right now. This is some vulnerable shit, okay? Just imagine. Okay, I was trying to think of an analogy last night about how I would put this in the video today. Think about it like this, okay? You're a drummer. You've played the drums all your life. At least you were basically born with a drum kit. Like, from as early as you can remember, it's not like you chose the drums, okay? People told you you're a drummer. And like one of your earliest childhood memories was playing a drum kit. Your first pair of sticks, your first like really nice snare drum, your first little specialty crash cymbal, right? And you were good at the drums. You're damn good at the drums. That's why you drummed for so long, right? And you freaking rocked out on that kit.
But something always felt wrong, and you always wanted to play the guitar. You always wanted to play the guitar. Doesn't make sense why you were born a drummer. It just doesn't. Like, sure, you're good at it and you got rhythm and stuff, but really, like, your soul belongs on the strings. And I guess just in this analogy, imagine that, like, you're not allowed to play the guitar. Like, there's this whole, like, stigma around it. Everyone tells you the guitar is, like, really hard to learn. That only, like, losers play the guitar. I guess. I don't know. This is, like, kind of veering off course a bit. But I like to imagine getting to band class, right? And you're like, oh boy, I can't wait. Like, this is my chance to play the guitar. And your band teacher gives you the drums. And it's non-negotiable. You're like, what the fuck? So you just sit there playing the drums and you're watching all the kids play the guitar and they're vibing. And you're like, well, why the fuck can't I play the guitar? And to be fair, in this analogy, it's not like playing the guitar is legal. It's just like, for some reason, it never occurs to you that you can play the guitar. All right, can we shift from instruments now? I'm getting sick. This is like kind of, this analogy only works so far. Hey, look. Cotton. Big cotton. Okay, I think we can understand what it's like to be transgender, or not. Most people don't. And I think that's always staggered me. Like, that's always fucked me up. I project that everyone's transgender. Like, it's so funny because it's just been so central to my experience. It's like been the thing that has like followed me around my whole life. I always knew it deep down, but was scared to acknowledge it. And every year of mine that passed, I just get closer and closer to the truth. And I can recall even like 3 years ago saying it in my head, but being like, whoa, like opening the door and be like, yikers, and then just shutting the door. So I secretly project onto everyone that they're transgender. I'm always looking for signs that they're like not happy in the body that they're born with. But that's definitely just a me thing. I think most people are satisfied with the gender they're born with. And that's why it fucking staggers my mind when like US politicians, really any politicians or any like fucking bigots or right-wing people or like anyone, it really staggers my mind when they take this whole transgender thing and turn it into like this massive epidemic, this like incredible problem. I think like in the United States, like what, 3% of people are transgender, if that. And I don't know the statistics here, but in New Zealand or in Canada, but like we are a minority. We are like the most minorities of minorities, okay? And I'm not trying to diminish our experience or how many of us there are, but like truly, it is not an epidemic. It is not a pandemic. It is not a plandemic, okay? It is literally just a small subsect of the population is just born in the wrong body. Why can't you understand that? Okay, I'm not trying to be hostile. But it's not a thing. Like, it's not a huge freaking thing, okay? Some of us just aren't happy with the cards we were dealt. And why should we not have access to things that make us feel better? Right? Like the fucking... This video was never meant to be about, like, the way people view transgenderism, but I guess I might as well go there, too. Fucking... You know, people being like, well, it's a problem. Then what are you going to do about it? Then what are you going to do about it? If you really think it's a problem, then why are you taking away our healthcare? Why are you taking away care that affirms us? Why are you taking away the solutions if you really think it's such a problem? Because last time I checked, politicians are supposed to solve problems, not create them. Okay, that's my soapbox. I will probably end up standing back on it. I need a freaking coffee and a toasty before I get into the journey. Ugh. This thing is, it's been, when I tell you it's been the central theme of my life, it's been the central theme of my life. And you know what? Like, it's funny because I think back to so many, like, every ignorant view I ever had around gender stemmed from the fact that I was living a lie and I was ignorant. I remember being intimidated by pronouns. I remember thinking pronouns were the dumbest shit. I remember thinking, why are you so in my face about your pronouns? What do you care what strangers label you? Oops. Ironic. I remember thinking like, oh, like drag queens, why are they so in my face about this shit? Like, and thinking like, oh man, like transgender people, I don't want to be transgender because then it's all about being transgender. Like literally, like that's their whole identity. Yeah, it's their whole identity. Yeah, it's our whole fucking identity because literally we are not allowed to live it. We were not allowed to live it for so long. And it turns out when you suppress something incredibly hard, it comes back 8 times as hard. Like, when literally that's the like fucking rule of resistance. The harder you resist something, the harder it hits you, the harder it comes back to bite. So yeah, it makes sense why I held those ignorant views, because for so long, deep down, it was just me being like, I want that. Why aren't I allowed that? And great question, why aren't I allowed that? Because I was allowed that. I could have at any point come out as trans. Ooh, God, I need that coffee. I at any point could have come out as trans, but I didn't. I did not feel safe. I did not frickin' feel safe. Not in a fucking repressive ass, regressive ass, shitty ass fucking country like Hungary. And yeah, I'm fucking calling y'all out. I'm calling Hungary out in this video. I'm putting Hungary up on the chopping block. Conservative ass fucking backwards ass motherfuckers. Fuck y'all. Okay? I'm a Hungarian citizen, but I am not proud. Yeah, I'm fucking dragging my country through the mud because y'all need to take accountability for the pain that you've caused people. Y'all need to take accountability for the fucking backwards ass shit you drill into children. You need to start fucking acknowledging your emotions. Okay? Start acknowledging your emotions. Stop burying shit, okay? Stop just like living this surface level life. Stop the hedonism. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. Jeez. I really like, when I pictured making this video this morning, I was like, oh, I'm going to be so happy and like peaceful and taking everyone through the gender journey. I had no idea. Well, I did. I knew all these emotions were there. And if you watch my last video about anger, you'll recall that I am now making an active effort to acknowledge all of the emotions. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the heaps of fucking anger I have towards my stupid country for keeping, and my regressive ass parents, and my regressive ass society for keeping me in the closet so long, because I feel like I fucking wasted so much of my life being miserable. Hi. Morning. That's literally the guy who makes the coffee and makes my breakfast. Okay, wait, I hated the way that came out, but that's the guy who runs the cafe. And he just heard me yelling about that. I don't care. I'm gonna get my food. I'm gonna get my coffee. I'm gonna regroup. Oh boy. Hey, morning. Good, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Can I please get a iced oat latte?
Yep.
And a bacon jam toasty.
Yeah, toasty. Oh, it's 1980, please. And make sure you open up all the way up. And see how.
Literally the walking cliche of like, don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. I don't care, okay? I've given up a lot of substances. Caffeine will always be central to me, even though it is way too much sometimes for me, my sensitive little ass. Okay, I am at a restaurant, so I will try to keep my voice down and try to keep my composure, which will probably last for all of about 5 seconds. Also, I'm going to eat on camera, so enjoy the mukbang. I've got too much to talk about to not eat and talk. So, and besides, you come here for manic conversations anyway, so. Enough about me, tell me about you. Oh, really? Well, I hope you get better at it. I could have answered so many things. Like I could have been the response to so many things. Okay, back on track. I guess I should talk about where it all started for me. Is this really the most appropriate place to talk about it? Ow, I just tugged on my earring and on my thing. I guess it all started for me when I was just a wee little boy. I think a little trauma is important, a little context for family trauma. Wait, let me just listen back to the sound of this audio and make sure I'm actually hearable. Okay, I have to do the influencer thing where I like bring this right up to my mouth to be heard. So I will be seen, I will be heard. Okay, that's enough. Let's get into it. When I was young, just a wee boy, quote unquote boy, my parents split. Probably when I keep saying it was around when I was 7, but I'm thinking about it now and I feel like it was even earlier. I think it was around 3 or 4. Yeah, I was born in Hungary. My mom brought me over to Canada. This is like the cookie cutter story. I tell everyone this. Like, someone's like, how are you? And I'm like, good. My parents split when I was 3. My mom brought me to Canada. And my dad stayed behind in Hungary. And I always felt like I was being torn away from him, but I don't know. He could have tried more. That's not what this is about, but yeah. Looking back on it now, I'm glad I was torn away from him because there's like people right next to me, like right next to me, but I'm keeping my voice pretty somber. I always find myself really overstimulated at this cafe too because there's like, it's right next to a road. There's music, a lot going on. So if I'm a little distracted, I apologize because I am. And I'm about to bare my soul when there's like 2 strangers like 6 inches to the right of me. I could move over a seat. Let me move over a seat actually. Third. Oh my god, I'm so awkward.
There we go. One bacon jam.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Y'all, this is my favorite. Bacon jam toasty, it's so good. Should I just eat and then we can talk after? Nah, fuck it. Y'all never realized that I was a mukbanger, but this is gonna be a mukbanger. LOL. Also, should I use air? Oh, this is so weird. I feel so weird. Like, I feel like they're watching me record myself eat. Ugh, and the sounds are gonna be so gross. I actually hate listening to other people's eating sounds, so maybe this is bad. I'll just eat and talk later.
Sweet. Right, I'll see you guys later.
Why am I having a meltdown about this? Let's just eat. Fuck it. I'm hungry. Yeah, okay, so parents split. Brought me over to Canada. I'm actually happy now when I think about it that happened because alright, this is stupid. I'm just gonna call you back after. I mean, we'll talk later. All right, I am feeling caffeinated. I am feeling well fed. I am feeling looked after and taken care of. By the way, cheese on toast. That is where I got my breakfast. Cheese on toast here at the corner of Mount Eden and Duke Street. I'm officially giving them my first April Floodgate endorsement. Fucking text across the screen, baby. Thank you for not killing me. Me every time I cross a road in New Zealand. Thank you for not killing me. Anyway, back to the gender journey. And now we are going to approach it with a more level head. I'm going to take you through it start to finish. I got 20 minutes, so I have to keep it brief because I'll be there in 20 minutes. So this is probably for the best, so I don't get distracted. But we all know that's not going to happen. Anyway, so open. The exit stage. I mean, fuck. Okay. We open on a house in Hungary, in the wilderness. A young April, at this point, dead named. Okay, 3-year-old boy, whatever the fuck. Anyway, I get torn away from my dad, quote unquote. Now that I look back on it, I'm happy that happened, because it allowed me to grow up in a much more open, much more welcoming, much more accepting place, known as Canada. Thank you. Crossing road. Yeah, I have to say some of my earliest memories are stealing my family's, stealing my mom's clothes, stealing my sister's clothes, stealing my stepmother's clothes. And this is where it's going to be kind of weird, because for a long time, we're going to get into some weird shit here, but I think it's important that I discuss this. For the longest time, I thought this was just sexual. I thought it was just a fetish. I thought it was just like a cross-dressing thing. Like, I thought like, oh, I just enjoy wearing women's clothing and it like gets me off. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. But I remember being really traumatized in my childhood because I would go back to Hungary to visit my family, my dad. And I was really stressed out. I was really overexcited. Like, I was like overwhelmed with feelings. And one of my coping mechanisms was like, it wasn't even a choice. I never made the choice to steal my sister's clothes. I never made the choice to steal my stepmother's clothes. Never made the choice to steal my mother's clothes. I don't really do it with my mother, actually, but I never made those choices. Those were primal urges. Like, when I say they were primal urges, I'm telling you they were primal urges. I think at that time, even at that time, at such a young age, I knew that I was going to say it's a coin, but it's just a sequin. Anyway, back to the sequence of events. It was a primal thing. It was not a choice. I just felt so compelled to do it. And it made me excited, of course. And this is at the age, now I have to talk about like masturbation and stuff. Gross. But this was at the age when, gross. This is the internet and strangers. Why am I doing this? No, it's important. This is important. Because I need other people like me to not feel ashamed of themselves. There's so much shame around this for so long because of the way it started, because I had no one to turn to, because I felt like I couldn't talk about this with anyone. Like, it felt toxic, it felt poison. This is my identity. My identity should not be a poison. I should not be ashamed of who I am, or the way that I want to dress, or the way that like I want to present, or the way that I want to be. Fuck that. So, yeah, of course it manifested in shameful ways. Of course it manifested in like dirty secrets. Like, of course that's how it all came to fruition. Like, for fuck's sakes. It was my coping mechanism. Even back then I knew that society was telling me I was one thing. My parents were telling me I was one thing. This is the same thing, by the way. Everyone was telling me I was one thing, and it felt wrong, and I felt not that. And I'm fucking smart. I fucking internalized this shit. I could feel that, like, see, in Hungary, like, being transgender, at least trans femme, it's like, it's painted with this brush of giving up your masculinity. And you know what? This is a universal thing. Like, isn't it interesting how fucking you can lose masculinity? Like, you can, like, lose your manhood, but you can't lose your womanhood. Like, women just are. And I think that's something I've always loved about being a woman. Like, literally, like, women just are, okay? Men have to constantly prove themselves that they're men. They constantly have their masculinity challenged, and there's this invisible department of masculinity that's like always performing routine inspections just to make sure that your fucking cojones are there. when it's like bruh, like actual bruh moment, like bruh.mp3. What are you talking about? Real men don't have to prove they're real men. Real men like don't have to pass that fucking check. It's ridiculous. Hi. Me just like yelling that and then like looking a stranger in the eyes who is waiting for the bus stop, being like, hi. Yeah, giving trans women a bad name. Anyway, real men don't have to prove they're real men. Simple as that. They just like, they don't play by that rule. This fucking alpha shit. Like, I know I make jokes. I made a joke in my last video about like the alpha move and stuff. I hate that stuff. It's so bad. It's all bad. But yeah, so I didn't want to play by that system. And you know what? I could feel in Hungary and everywhere, but really in Hungary, it's like women are inferior. Like literally you can feel the atmosphere of women being secondary to men. And so that played into it too. It's like, well, how can I acknowledge that I want to be a woman when I'm basically saying I want to be inferior? Like, right? According to Hungary's rules. So I could sense all that at a young age, and it just kind of... And also, I was fucking 7. Like, I don't know what being transgender is. I don't know what these feelings are. Like, I don't know how to fucking deal with any of this shit. So, yeah. I'd steal clothes, I'd dress up in them, and it would make me... It would bring me peace. It would bring me, like... Maybe it was escapism, but honestly, like... I wanted to escape. I wanted to escape from my fucking life. I wanted to escape from the person that people were telling me I was, the situation that I found myself in. So it started with that. I guess we can fast forward now to like the school system in Canada. Most of my friends were girls. In fact, a lot of them were girls. I always loved being friends with girls. I love being friends with girls more than guys because guys were mean. And like every girl right now is like, what the fuck? Yeah, girls were mean and bitchy too. Absolutely. And I never experienced this, but just from the media, just from the stories that I've heard, it's like, yes, girls are often meanest to other girls. I know how rough that can be from an outsider's perspective. But I really felt welcomed by girls. I really enjoyed how sensitive everyone was, how open everyone was. And I really just enjoyed, like, you know, I always wanted girl toys when I was a kid, not boy toys, boy toy, LOL. I wanted Barbies, not monster trucks. I know that's cliche, but like literally. I wanted like, yeah. And I mean, all that stuff is like hyper branded anyway, like, fuck this like binary that like paints girls pink and paints boys blue. Like whatever, man. You like whatever you like. Buy whatever you want. I'm just saying, because I was forced in one cage for so long, I made me crave the other one. And they're all cages, right? At the end of the day, we're not like the labels that we wear. We're the people that we are. And I think it's important to have those labels because they make us feel better and they categorize how we want people to treat them. But anyway, whole different conversation. It's about me right now. When isn't it? Jeez, April. No, I actually like these video diaries because I feel like I do a lot of listening in my life, and I'm always really self-conscious to like talk about myself. Not lately, but especially in the past, just like I'm self-conscious of hogging the spotlight, which is incredibly ironic for a format like this, but yeah, that's why I enjoy these so much, because I really get to talk. I get to talk, yeah, and no one interrupts me. Except for me. You know what? If I don't finish the story by the time I get to my GP, it's fine. I'll continue it after. I feel like I'm getting really... The time pressure is making me feel like I gotta rush this. I don't like being rushed. That's, yeah, my time. I'm on my time. Growing up in the school system in Canada, actually it was really funny. Some of my earliest friends, well, they weren't my friends. They were kind of mean to me at first because they were like the popular kids. This is in primary school, by the way, in grade school. They were kind of bullies, but one thing I noticed that was interesting about them is they had these like hyper femme personas, even though they were clearly boys. And it was funny. Like, it made the girls laugh, and it made them popular. So I kind of just followed suit and got in line. And it's hard to say because I can't tell if that, like, well, I was gonna say I can't tell if I molded to that or if I was just always that. But I don't know. Like, I remember, like, the popular songs at the time were like Hot and Cold and like I Kissed a Girl and stuff, and like those are like those are like hyper femme songs, right? And I remember feeling uncomfortable by them, but I also noticed that like everyone was into that kind of music and pop music, so I was like, oh, I'll do this too. And like, I don't know, I'm not trying to be, I hope I don't come off as fake, and sometimes I get self-conscious that was a fake thing to do. But you have to remember, fucking Hungarian kid with a thick ass accent just comes to a new country, has just gotten ripped away from everything she knows, and like, it's a survival instinct, man. Like, it's like I did what I had to do. Like, I internalized, I analyzed, I saw what was popular, I saw what made people be liked, and I just chameleoned, right? Who of us can't say they haven't done that? Is that not the most human thing to do? So it's hard to say whether or not it was me and I just like went along with it, or if that's how it became me. But I'm not just that. I was never just that. And I don't know, it felt natural, and I still identify with that like hyper femme sort of vibe. I like it. It makes me happy. I think in a world full of aggression and lack of feelings like that I grew up in and that we just live in on a consistent basis, it's nice to be girly. It's nice to be sweet. It's nice to be soft and sensitive. Like, fuck. We need more of that shit today. We need more of that in today's world. So, yeah. There's this one photo of me on a grade 6 field trip where I'm wearing a plastic tiara and I'm making like the cutest little face, and it's hyper exaggerated, but that was the peak of my popularity. Everyone thought it was the funniest, cutest thing. Yeah, and I already mentioned this in a former video, and I can't believe I'm saying it again. Because it's kind of a wild thing. I really never thought I'd share this with people on the internet, but what was the line? Oh yeah, I shoved tampons up my ass when I was 12. And I did. And I did that because I wore pads and stuff, like, even though I knew nothing would come out. It just made me feel like I was so jealous. I missed out. Like, my body will never work that way, and every woman right now is like, why the fuck would you want periods? But thank you. Because I wanted to feel like a woman. I wanted to be part of that club. Okay? Every girl was getting their period around this time, and it was like, well, guess who'll never get theirs? And RIP to my dreams of fucking cramping and dying and being miserable. It's not that I want to feel like shit. It's, you understand. You get it. It's the feeling. It's the feeling that acknowledge. It's the certify. It's a certificate, all right? Anyway, moving on. Middle school comes around. Middle school was kind of interesting. It was like super awkward and I hated it. 2 years of being just with awful people. I mean, if you're one of my middle school friends and you're watching this, please don't take it personally. I'm sure you're doing much better now, and I'm sure we would vibe more today, but I felt very alienated in middle school. And everyone was mean. Everyone was so mean. What the fuck was that about? I think we were all going through the same thing, and it's important to remember that. But fuck, man, I felt excluded even within my friend group. And there was a girl I liked, and I never did anything about it because I was too scared. None of that has anything to do with gender, but maybe it does. Who knows? When I think back to middle school, I think of this huge, like, gender gap. I don't know. I can't really remember having... I don't know, I guess, though, actually, because if you think about it, after a while, I just started to disassociate, right? Like, what is a child supposed to do with those kinds of feelings when they know that they want to belong to another group that they will just never have access to biologically, what is a child supposed to do with those feelings? Shut down. That is one of the responses. So I shut down, I repressed, I ignored and you know what? You know what makes me think of? Fucking gym class, and boys' gym class specifically. Boys' change rooms and fucking wrestling and all that shit. I hated that shit. I just hated it. I really thought it would be easier to talk about all this, but it's like actually kind of hard going through it all and trudging it up. I find myself wanting to go into great detail, but I just feel like disassociative, and I feel like I don't have access to a lot of these memories. But let me just say, it was hard. It was difficult, all right? I shut myself off. Yeah. And that's why for so long I wasn't living my quote-unquote authentic life. Like, I literally just when you deny a huge part of who you are, you're not living your life. And that applies to everyone, not even on just like a gender spectrum, but just like, there are things you want to do in your life that you're not doing. If there are parts of yourself that you find difficult to acknowledge, maybe mistakes you've committed in the past, people you've hurt, maybe you have an addiction, maybe you have a lot of self-hatred, all of that, it's the same. For me, it just had the color of gender, but you know, with that came the host of everything else I just mentioned. So I think it's really important, take it from me, if there's something in your life that you're running away from, it doesn't matter how scary it is, it's really important that you look it straight on in the face. Because we only get one life, this is it. Even if you believe in an afterlife or something, would you not want your afterlife to be filled with the happiest of memories of your present life? Or even if you are reincarnated, would you not want just like a semblance, a shred, a trace of just like, I don't remember anything, but I feel like I lived a pretty good life before. We've arrived now at my GP. So I made it, and I'm only up to like age 15, so I guess I will have to continue this story after, but I'm gonna go have my consultation for hormones. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm nervous, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this moment for 26 years. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but no, not even really. I've been waiting for this moment for 26 years in my life. Wish me luck. All right, that was an appointment. That definitely was an appointment. There's no doubt about that. Oh wait, I have to check Google Maps to see where I'm walking. Hold on. All right, this way down to Balmoral, and then it's a straight shoot across to Sandringham. Look at me, your local New Zealand girl. Okay, that was an appointment and a half. That was pretty, I don't know. It's wild. I really thought I'd be much happier today, but I don't know. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling like what are my expectations with hormones? Like, what do I truly hope to achieve? It sounds kind of scary. Like, my testes are gonna shrink. They're gonna atrophy, and I'll lose the ability to have children. That's, I'm scared of that. I knew that was always a thing, but I guess now that it's here, the reality is just hitting me so much harder. And I don't know. It's not like I was gonna have kids anytime soon. And I kind of been thinking recently that if I do have kids, I would just want to adopt. I can totally just see me like having a biological kid and then just being bitterly jealous of my wife the whole time because she's pregnant and I'm not. Worst wife to the wife ever. I don't know. I don't think if I did have kids, I wouldn't want to like impregnate someone that's so masculine, you know? See, I'm normally good about talking around strangers, but the subject of this video feels quite sensitive, so I'm just like very conscious of my surroundings right now for once. I mean, I'm putting this on the internet, so what do I fucking care? But yeah, I don't know. I guess when I think about it like that, it's not the worst thing. Like, I have a piece of fucking bacon jam toasty stuck in my teeth. Ew, it's so painful. I guess when I think about it like that, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I guess like something about passing on my genetics that was beautiful. And I mean, like, I can freeze my sperm. It's fine. That's a thing. That's a thing I can do. It might be expensive, but... And you know what? All of this is expensive because I'm not a New Zealand resident, so I'm literally paying out the ass for all this shit. But I'd rather live the life that I've created for myself here. I found true peace and happiness here, so I'd rather live that life and pay for it than go back home to Canada where everything would be covered and just continue to be miserable. So I guess it's just the cost of entry. I just picked the worst possible time to be a to do all this stuff, to be a trans woman in New Zealand. Worst possible time for me because I'm literally on a 2-year working holiday visa. None of this is covered. All out the ass, but whatever. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about money at a time like this, especially when I know my dad will support me financially. So now, what am I doing now? Now, I am walking to St. Luke's Medical Center. Fucking hell on earth here in Auckland. I fucking hate this place. This is like the medical clinic that, like, it's one of the medical clinics that people go to for immigration stuff. When you get your visa here in New Zealand, you have to undergo a general medical examination, a blood test, and an x-ray. And so this is usually the first place you start. Now this place, oh man, until I get this thing out of my teeth. Hey, I got it. There we go. Now I can actually talk without being distracted. Let me tell you, no tea, no shade on the people who work there. I mean, the receptionists are kind of fucking assholes, but I'm sure they're just overworked and tired. But honestly, fuck this place. Fuck this place. I hate it. I constantly get misgendered there, and they don't even give you the time of day there. Like, quite frankly, they're too busy to, I guess, give you individual personal attention, but it would be nice if they just, like, I don't know, weren't actively assholes. Also, I'm gonna cross the street because right now cars are like coming at me. I'd rather they like come from behind me because this is all I see right now. It's really stressful. Y'all ever think about how we're just so acclimatized to cars now, but it really is like stressful walking down a busy street, is it not? There's fucking just like automobiles. Look at how loud this shit is. Look at how loud and busy it is. These are literally rolling death machines. You could be fucking hit by any one of these at any point in time. We're so acclimatized to cars, but we shouldn't be. I hate cars. Anyway, so now I'm walking to St. Luke's Medical Center to pick up my blood tests because I have to get blood tests done for hormones, and we're trying to minimize the costs of these blood tests because I already have had some of them done, so this will probably help save me some money. And for some reason, these results can't be faxed over or sent over, like email exists, but I have to go pick them. Generator? I barely know her. Okay, we hate those jokes, though. It's a funny joke, but also I feel like it's really misogynistic, so I'm gonna stop. That's probably the last one I'll ever make. Yeah, for some reason, even though we live in the year 2023, I have to go physically pick up these records. Whatever. I'm not looking forward to it because this place fucking sucks. They're just like really rude there. They don't give you the time of the day. I get misgendered, and then I don't feel like I can like actually ask for them to refer to me otherwise because who cares? Or I guess I don't care. No, I do care. It's just like I feel like they don't care. So what's the point? And welcome to being transgendered. And you're like, oh, whatever. It's just like, who cares, right? No, I care. Imagine if your name was fucking Mike and everyone just called you Dave. How would you feel? Like, literally. It's like that, but it strikes a deeper chord because imagine someone's called you fucking Dave all your life. Mike. How does that make you feel, Mike? Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to call you out like that. I wish there was a way to get there that didn't involve walking down this busy road, but whatever. You're just gonna have to enjoy the sound of cars zooming by every 3 seconds. Anyway, I have to go to this shitty fucking medical practice because I need to get my records, and I guess this just gives me another hour, LOL, to continue telling my story, which is perfect, actually. So strap in. I don't know. I guess I really don't have to drag this out for that long, but I might as well. Fuck, I'm feeling super disassociative and out of it today. But at least I'm acknowledging that and being really mindful of it. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's talk about hormones, because I found myself even disassociating in the doctor's office today. And my GP is lovely. She's amazing. She gives me the time of day. She cares about me. We love her, okay? But even there, I was just like, oh man, you know? It's a lot. It's a lot to think I'll be going through a second puberty. It's a lot to think that, like, the body that, as much as I'm uncomfortable in it, the body I've known for so long is going to change again. Let's talk about the physical changes that I will undergo. Breast development. Woohoo! At most a B cup apparently, but most likely just an A cup. But hey, breasts are breasts, and that is pretty exciting. It's probably gonna hurt, / it will hurt, but it's exciting. I'm not expecting, I mean, it was so funny too, the way my GP said it. She was like, don't expect like big honkers, essentially. I think she wanted to clarify that with me, because I think this is what's important, right? This was the conversation. It's important to understand your expectations going into hormones. And I guess as much as I'd like to not admit this, it was like, obviously, every trans woman just wants to take a pill and just become a woman. Like, the full package. Just to have it all there and ready, you know? But it's a process. It takes time. They call it a transition for a reason. You know, you start low and then you go on to higher doses. And, you know, like the breast development, it could take up to 3 years, I believe, to achieve maximum effects. And then it just kind of stops. I don't think they grow any bigger after a certain point, but I think everyone's different. Everyone's genetics are different. So that's the story with breast development. You know, and a lot of trans women love them both. Wait, is this a frickin' anti-abortion thing? I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Fucking give women the right to choose. I swear to God, it's not your fucking opinion. It's not your decision. Give women the right to choose. Anyway, hey look, cones. Cones are the most New Zealand thing ever. It's all about the cones here. All I do is cone, no matter what. I'm being grilled by like every tradie in the world. Look, this is where they keep all the cones. Cones. I have a conspiracy theory that someone in New Zealand just really wanted to, like, someone in the government was like, let's just make cones the thing here in New Zealand. And then they invented like the cone company that makes all the cones. Then they contracted the government to buy all the cones. If you don't hear from me after this video, assume it's because Big Cone hired an assassin to take me out because I was too close to the truth. But yeah, I'm fully convinced that cones just weren't a thing here. And then one day someone in the New Zealand government was like, let's make sure there's cones everywhere. And then they made a company, contracted that company to produce cones out the ass. And now we live in Cone, New Zealand. I could have thought of a better pun, but the brain is working at 15% capacity today. So that's breast development. Other physical changes I can expect. Redistribution of fat around the hips, the buttocks, the legs. Basically, curvy. I do be going to looking curvy. Fuck was that, grammar-wise? Yeah, I can expect to look more curvy. I can expect to have a more feminine figure. Decreased muscle mass, which is interesting. Cool, I guess. I was trying to get stronger so I don't get assaulted, and now I'm like, is this going to leave me more susceptible to being assaulted? I don't know, whatever. I can't win. Cones. All right, I'm now going to point out every cone. 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 I'm not joking you. Like, I'm literally not joking you. Big cone is at it again. Yeah, I'm going to point out every cone from here to there and back. Maybe I can find a quieter route on the way back. This is really loud. My head hurts. Oh, y'all, this is supposed to be a monumentous day, and here I am just like bearing my soul for you once again, and it is the most painful shit. No one's forcing me to share all this, but I just feel so inclined to. So, YOLO. All right, let's keep talking. Physical changes. Softer skin. That sounds fun. I'm looking forward to that. Softer, less oily skin. The bone structure of my face won't change, but the fat distribution on it will, so I don't know. I'm looking forward to having a more feminine face. Oh, body hair will take longer to grow back, and it will be less dense. And I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, I think like laser surgery is something that I'm going to look into deeply, because like, y'all, look at this. I'm not choosing to wear this beard on purpose, okay? I get my face waxed once every 4 weeks. It's expensive as shit. It's the most fucking painful thing I've ever experienced. Like, I'd honestly rather get appendix surgery again once than have to get my face waxed every 4 weeks for the rest of my life. It gets less painful, but y'all, shit hurts. Shit hurts. And you know, shaving is worse because it's stubbly. You have to do it every 2 days. You cut yourself, and it's actually just bad for the hairs in your face. Like shaving anything, shaving legs, shaving face, it's not ideal because the hairs are, you can use the nicest of razors, but the hairs will come back like spiky, cracked, right? Like thick, dense. Shaving is not good. And it's fucking shaving companies that have sold us this image of like shaving being good for you. It's not good for your body hair, people. Get your hair waxed. I'm serious. Like, waxing is the best way. It's expensive as shit and it's painful, but it is the best way to remove body hair and facial hair. But I'm sick of it. So laser and hormones will help with that. But see, like even laser to some extent is covered and funded under New Zealand for New Zealand residents. But guess who is not a New Zealand resident? This bitch. So I feel silly paying for all this shit, but I don't have a choice. I have no other choice. This is the life that I've chosen for myself, so I must suffer the consequences. It is just the way it is. Whatever. I would rather, as I said, I'd rather be here paying for it than at home having it covered, but just being depressed. Like, I think there are more changes, but we discussed the major things: testicle atrophy, loss of fertility, probably the biggest negatives, I'd say. And I think that's, hey, look, cones. I think that's something I'm still, oh my God, look at all those chickens. I'm telling you, big cone is at it again. Like, big cone is inescapable. If you come to New Zealand, just invest in cone, because look, they're everywhere. You see that? I'll show you when we get closer. Big cone, man, big cone. I want to stop saying man. I hate it. I hate when people are like, yeah, that's cool, man. No, it's not, man. No more. I don't want any more of this. No more misgendering. Yeah, those are all the changes, I believe, which doesn't sound really like, I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me is just that physical, emotional, and mental feeling of being a woman, like having the estrogen course through my veins and having the testosterone being blocked, you know, like I guess I understand, like I'm not going to just take a pill and look like a woman. Like I look like a man. I hate it. I hate it. I can wear a dress as much as I want. I can wear my cute little earrings and my necklace, but I look like a man, and it's fucking bothers the shit out of me. It fucking plagues my waking existence. I hate being a man. I'm not one, but you know what I'm saying. I hate being biologically assigned this fucking curse. I hate being assigned male at birth. I hate it. I hate it so much. Part of me wonders if I was born a woman, if I would even have a fucking appreciation for it though. Like I'm like, do I only love being a woman so much because it's like I can't actually biologically be one? Like, is that the only reason that it's so important to me? Isn't that a weird thought? Like, do you think I'd be happy if I was born a woman and I just like didn't question it? Would I feel special? Like I feel special for being trans, and I feel like it like, I don't know, it feels like it gives me a special life experience, and like I'm special for that. I feel like that might be a pattern that you notice between my high sensitivity and my transgenderism, that I'm like, oh, look how special I am. But I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty cursed ideology. I feel like that's a pretty shitty way to look at life. We're all special. You don't have to be a marginalized group or neurodivergent to be special. I think you just have to truly believe you're special. So maybe that's just a shit way of looking at life. But I do wonder that sometimes. I'm like, if I was assigned female at birth, would I care so much? Is that a silly question? Yeah, that feels like the dumbest question ever. That seems stupid. I don't know. Whatever. I feel like I'll watch this back and be like, yeah, that is stupid. Ugh. Just another day in the life of April. Oh, hey, look. Cones. The writing is on the wall, people. Like, I'm just fucking putting the dots there for you. It's up to you to connect them. I am walking the right way, yeah? Yeah, this is Sandringham, I think. Yeah. Hey, look, it's the McDonald's. Wait, let me just double check I am going the right way. It was a literal straight shot, so I know it should be the right way, but let me just double check. Oh, I want Macca's so badly, but no, we keep going. Okay, yeah, we're 13 minutes away. Maybe I'll get Macca's after as a reward. Although I always feel shitty after I eat it. Nah, we gotta eat fucking healthy. I ate like garbage for 2 days, and I honestly felt like uninstalling the game. Like I felt so awful. I think it's just comes to like the diet and nutrition thing. It's so important what you put into your body, says the woman about to put hormones into her body. But no, it is important what you put into her body. Stop it. Enough of that. No. I see that negative self-talk. None of that. No. Yeah. I mean, part of it is the testosterone blockers too. Like I fucking hate testosterone, you know? Like I'm a very sexual person and I hate it. Like it's like a hypersexuality thing. I hate it. Apparently decreased sex drive is something that accompanies hormone treatment, and like thank fucking God, because like I can't take it, man. I can't take it, woman. Oh, I hate that too. I can't take it, people. I really can't. Cones. I really can't take it, people. Okay? It's like this male horniness, this like insane drive to just like spread my seed. Like, I'm sorry, that is the grossest fucking terminology. But you know those plants, that dandelions, I think they are, that you like blow and then they fucking scatter into the wind? Biologically, that's how males are programmed. And it's like probably what leads so many of them to be like thirsty AF. I don't know how else to say it, just thirsty AF. And it's their curse, because I feel like if that was removed, they would just be decent people. Every male right now in the comments getting ready to fucking destroy my ass. Good, bring it on. Cones. So that will be nice. The decreased sex drive will be nice. I don't know though. I mean, like if we're getting real, I mean, like we already have, we've been getting real. So sorry for the dirty talk, but fuck it. Sex is important to talk about. We can't just stigmatize it. If if we had talked more about sex as a kid, like, I feel like I would have less unhealthy hegemonies in my head about this kind of shit, you know? Like, destigmatize sex. Fucking sex education is important. The sex education that I had in my childhood was decent, but it was pretty lackluster, all things considered. And if it had been better, I feel like I would have prevented a lot of shit in my life from going down. So, destigmatize. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about sex, baby. Gonna get copyrighted to shit. What was I gonna talk about with regards to sex? God, these fucking paper straws suck. I'm literally just sucking on tree pulp. I forget what I was going to talk about with regards to sex. Oh. Yeah, so like there's a chance, I mean, no, there is like a decrease in frequency and strength of erections. And I'm like, okay. Now comes this part that I don't really want to talk about, but here we go. I don't think I've had sex right all my life. I read this thing that was like, you know, for most guys, and I'm going to, throughout this video, refer to myself in the male sense because that is part of this fucking shit that I cannot run from the fact that I was assigned male at birth. So I have to talk about my experience being born a male. Yeah, I drive the truck. I have to talk about my experience. Cone! I have to talk about my experience being born a male, not wanting to be that, and choosing to identify now as a female, and then now choosing to medically alter myself so that it matches that. I just have to talk about it this way. And it sucks, because even when I go to this fucking medical clinic, they're gonna be like, here's your paperwork, sir. Yeah, thanks. I'm wearing a fucking dress, but thank you. I read this post about how most guys just have sex like it's mutual masturbation, like they're literally just like getting themselves off with the use of a human. And it's true. That is how I had sex for a very long time. When you have to yell because there's traffic and then you keep yelling, but it's quiet now. That is how I had sex for all my life, actually. All my life I've just been, it's been mutual masturbation. It's been like getting off using another person. It's fucking disgusting. I haven't had sex as a trans woman yet. So like, you know, that can take many different forms. It doesn't have to be penetration of any kind. But I don't know. I feel strange about the fact that my main tool is going to be less effective. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I particularly enjoy the concept of using it because it just reaffirms my assigned male at birth status. But like, what other choice do I have? It's not like I can just fucking unscrew it and put something else in there. Like, if I want sexual pleasure, which like I do, every human wants it. If I want sexual pleasure, I have to use it. And like, it's just, if it's less effective, that sucks for me, I guess. And there are many other ways to receive sexual pleasure. So it's not all about the penis. But yeah, I guess I've been trying to avoid that. I knew that that's a part of hormones. And I think just like really hearing it today kind of took the wind out of my sails a bit. I'm getting cold feet. I'm thinking, do I really need to go through with all this? Blood tests, increased risk of blood clots. Like, I hear my dad yelling I hear his words, his toxic ass words that I'll look ugly. That hormones will make me an ugly woman. It's all hitting me. And today was supposed to be, I guess that's the other thing too, right? Today was supposed to be expectations. I don't know, today was supposed to be monumentous. I thought I'd be feeling a lot better about it, but I'm really scared. And to tell you the truth, I'm really scared. And I've built a solid support network for myself here. You know, I've got my flatmates, who are more than just my flatmates, but I call them that because we live together. And They're my squad. They're literally my day ones. Fucking my ride or dies. I have them. And I have my new friends that I've made. And I have my support groups and my social groups, which have given me life. But I don't have like medical support, like the financial support. I guess I have my dad. It's gonna be fun to tell him what I need all this money for. But I don't know. I guess I do have support. I'm just feeling really alone. I'm feeling really, I don't know, this sucks. Like, it sucks. Back to the thing where it was like, if I was just born a woman, would I be happy with it? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird fucking question because you're assuming you're taking my brain and putting it back into, it's a stupid hypothetical. It's a dumb hypothetical. This is my situation. How do I deal with it? Not well, apparently. No, I don't know. I think I'm doing pretty okay. It's just scary. It's a lot of change. A physical change. It's a second puberty. But, I mean, I guess since I'm talking about the whole gender journey, I think it's a good time now to get back to it. Like, I remember, I guess we can touch back on high school later. That feels like a huge sort of thing to tackle right now, but I'd like to just skip over high school. I guess my high school thing is the same as my middle school thing. It was literally just like feelings of being excluded. I don't know, this is so hard. I can't talk about this. I'm sorry. I don't have this. I don't have the strength to like go through specific moments in high school and really flush this out. But it's fair to say that all my life I felt excluded from one club and ashamed of the other. I never wanted to be a man. I've always hated being a male, and I've always hated being lumped into that category forcibly, and high school was part of that. And I just remember so much jealousy. It was like when it came to women, it was just like this unequivocal love for them, but wanting to be them. Like, it was like, it was just like being drawn to them because they had something I didn't. Wanting to be them. Yeah, that was it. That was the theme of high school, and it was the theme of everything that followed. In high school, I got together with someone who ended up becoming my high school sweetheart, and we stayed together for 8 years. And I mean, in the beginning, it was amazing and it was incredible. And I loved her very much, and in many ways I still do. We were instrumental in each other's development. We became quite, not inclusive, what's that word when you're like, reclusive? What is the word? It's like insular. We became quite insular together. And we started a life together, and it felt like our life was just already decided. Like, it was like, okay, we have an apartment, we have this relationship of 8 years, we have a cat, everything's been decided. This is just who we are now for the rest of our lives. And I think both of us didn't know who we were. Like, I was still using my dead name, still afraid to be out and acknowledge that I'm trans. And she's an incredible, beautifully talented artist. Like, her work is incredible, but she was neglecting it because, I mean, I can't speak for her, but from what I saw, it was just like a lack of believing in herself, a lack of confidence and like assertiveness, and I guess she was afraid to stand on her own 2 feet, and like, I don't blame her. I was too, but we just kind of fostered that vibe. And I think it was safe, right? Neither of us had to leave our comfort zone because we had each other. There was always that guarantee that we would have each other. No matter how miserable we were, it wasn't necessarily because of the other person. It was just because we got together in high school, stayed together throughout, and we didn't know who we were as people individually outside of that dynamic. And so during that time, especially in the last 2 years of that relationship, like, these feelings of being trans really started to come out hard. Like, I didn't know I think the most confusing thing for me was understanding how I could be a trans woman, how I could be a woman, just like how that fit into like a heteronormative dynamic. So there was that relationship, and then my super toxic one after that, which like, oh boy, I cannot wait to get into. But during both of those relationships, and I guess before that, although before that it felt like I was kind of on autopilot, but during those two relationships, I found it really difficult to understand how I could be a woman in those heteronormative dynamics. It was the where are my sunglasses? I'm like squinting. It's really bright. I'm almost there though. No, sunglasses. I found it really difficult to understand my place in that, like, because I had entered those dynamics. Oh, there goes the mic. Because I had entered those dynamics under a heteronormative pretext, it was like this expectation of like, they fell in love with a man, so I have to continue being a man. And I mean, we'll touch on the toxic one later, but the high school sweetheart relationship, like, I think it was hard for her to, I remember trying to tell her, I remember telling her that like I had feelings that I was trans, that I wanted to transition. And you know what? Bless her soul, because she said it would be hard for her to accept, but she would support me. Oh my God, we're arriving. Ugh, we're here. Gross. Y'all pray for me. This is gonna be a shit experience. I mean, it will be with that mindset, but I fucking hate it here. Okay. All right. When I return, we shall discuss the role of a closeted trans woman being stuck in a heteronormative dynamic. Here we are at fucking St. Poo-Poo's Medical Center. Fucking hate this place. What's the opposite of a shout out? A call out? Yeah, this is a fucking call out. Look, there's just a fully just an X-Acto blade here. There's a fully fresh, sharp X-Acto blade here. Fuck this place. Look at how busy it is. They don't have the time to give you the time of day. Fucking hate this place. This place sucks. All right. Wish me luck. Hi.
Ravina, have you done the red test?
No, I'm just here to pick something up. Do I still have to do it if I'm just here to pick?
You leave coming in, yeah.
Sure. I gotta do the rat test, and fair enough. I'm literally just coming in to pick up a form. Oh, God. Whatever. I'll take a free COVID test. Oh my God, COVID test with me. This place isn't that bad. I don't know, that guy was pretty nice to me. It's, you know what it is? This is just the place where they do the immigration stuff. And so I'm sure it's just a very frustrating experience for everyone involved. There's a lot of, yeah, it's just too much people, not enough time. Everyone's got to be in and out. So yeah, I can't, excuse me, I can't be too upset, but I should probably sanitize my hands. I'm usually really germophobic. I should sanitize my hands. This is gross. Alright, I gotta take my rings off for that. Alright, my mitts are squeaky clean. Yeah. I need to, yeah. I need to remember that everyone has jobs to do, and yeah. It's not always about me, although I'd very much like it to be. Doop, doop, doop. I always, it's in your mouth first and then in your nose, because you don't want to put it in your nose and then put it in your mouth. Grody. Okay. Gady. You know, I used to do these every day for work, 5 times a week. I was always really self-conscious about having nose cells left. Like, I was like, oh, make sure you leave me some nose cells. Don't take all of them. Wait. Okay. I was like, is this missing a thing? But no, it's all in there. La 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 la. The old coronavirus disease 19. Can't live with it. Can't live without it. Am I right, people? I've noticed that I'm a little on edge. I apologize for my demeanor. It's a lot. This whole experience is a lot. Being transgender is a lot. I hope that comes across in this video. That's the point I'm trying to make. This do be an experience, and I think just having lived this way for like, I've only been out as trans for 4 months, you know, and weirdly it feels like I feel like I've just been like it's been 26 years of being trans, but if I'm true with myself, it's only been 4 months, because for 4 months ago was the first time I really acknowledged it. Here we go. You're all ready. Drip drop, raindrop, drop top, smoking the cook in the crock pot. All right, and now we wait. Ew, gross. Yeah. Do 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 do. Fuck. God damn it. Also, ew. That's not mine, by the way. I'm a tidy kitty. You know, this bin really should be labeled biohazard, but whatever. I'm just gonna move this chair. I forget what I was talking about, but it's fine. We shall see. Okay. Yeah, I'm just here, get my blood work, and then bye-bye. Back to the doc's office. Oh, okay, so I was talking about being a trans woman closeted in a heteronormative dynamic. Yeah, it was just like, where do I fit into that, you know? I felt guilty. Like, I had this thing of, like, you know, like the man who, like, walks out on their family, walks out on their wife. It's like, that's what I had. That's what I felt like. It felt like I was, like, yeah, giving up on us as a couple. And my HSS high school sweetheart, bless her heart, because I feel like she was probably the most supportive out of my 2 major relationships. But I think even her, I think she was just scared, and I was scared too, so I can't blame her. I mean, I can. No, I don't blame her. She was sweet. But yeah, I was just like, didn't see how I would fit into that relationship. I felt like I would not be loved as a trans woman in those relationships, in those dynamics. And I guess I was right, because I didn't even love myself at the time, so I couldn't have expected anyone to love me. That was the thing, right? In those relationships, both the HSS and the toxic one, like, we just didn't love ourselves. Everyone involved, we just didn't love ourselves, and it's very difficult to be in those kinds of relationships when you have no self-compassion, because you just, obviously you love the other person, and that was there. Like, I felt that, and I'm sure they did too, but it was more of a kind of, I don't want to be alone, don't leave me kind of love. It was more of a kind of, like, escapism type of love. It was more of a kind of, if we have each other, then nothing matters kind of love. And yeah, that's not sustainable. I think true love comes from when you value yourself so much that like, you know, the other person doesn't complete you, they just are their own person, and you love them for that. You love them for who they are, not what they represent to you. Yeah. So yeah, I think even so, at the age of 23, you know, I think the age of 23 was the closest I came to admitting I was trans, and that was when I, like, accepted it as a truth for, like, a hot millisecond, and then was like, oh, yikes, yeet. Back in the closet with you, I cannot acknowledge that. It is too painful. Excuse me. Sleepy. Oh shit. I just remembered I have to ask my doctor to renew my prescription because we talked about it, but I don't think she actually sent the script out. So, hopefully I make it back there by 1 p.m. because that's when she leaves. Anyway, I don't have to worry about that. Oh boy, I'm really sleepy now. How's the rat test doing? It hasn't been 15 minutes, but it looks good to me. Yeah, that is a negative rat. That is what we call in the industry a negative rat, aka a depressed mouse, aka a pessimistic rodent, aka a nihilistic. Oh, I can't think of a single fucking other rodent type. God damn it. A nihilistic chinchilla. Okay, I don't think chinchillas are rodents, but whatever. Let's go get that blood. Get that blood. Get that blood. Do 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 do. You alright? Hello. Hi. I got some blood work done here a few months ago, and I was just wondering if I could have the results of it.
Yeah, sure. Let me just, if you just, if you could, please, take a seat. Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's me.
Sorry, can I get you to wait?
Hi.
I'll bring it to you. How are you?
Oh, good. Thanks. How are you? Oh, thank you so much.
Take a seat, I'll bring it to you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We need you to wait outside. Yeah, thank you.
They said I looked pretty. I take back what I said about this place. It's just busy. It's just chaotic. I take it back. I take it back. I was an asshole. Oh, those are mine? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Take care. You too. My dear. They called me my dear. They gendered me properly. Y'all. I'm gonna cry. What the freaking hell? What the actual hell? I walked in and I was such a pissy negative bitch. Alright, y'all ready for these lab results? Hemoglobins, 165 G per L. All the doctors in the chat about to pop off. RBC, red blood count, 5.26 times 10E 12-L. Okay, HCT, 0.47 L/L. Okay, MCV, 90 FL. Should I stop? This is silly. Wait, wow, wait, there's a lot of details in here. Hold up. This is pretty cool, actually. Oh. Okay. Skeleton and soft tissue, normal. Cardiac shadow, normal. Evidence of tuberculosis, absence. Lung fields, normal. Hemodiaphragms and costophrenic angles, normal. Hilar and lymphatic glands, normal. I guess I have evidence I'm normal, guys. Girls, I hate that too. No, I'm trying to get rid of guys too. None of that. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I'm normal. Normal chest, no radiographic evidence of tuberculosis. Syphilis screening, negative. TMI. Hepatitis B, negative. Creatine, is this really personal? 70 creatine, 79 U-mol per liter. EGFR, less than 90, more than 90 milliliters per minute per 1.73 meters squared. Okay. None of this means anything to me. Hope the doctors in the chat are popping off right now. Hepatitis C, negative. HIV, negative. You hear that, y'all? I am clean as a whistle. I should put this in my backpack. Yeah. Cool. Cool. All right, let me put this away. Yeah, I'm sorry, St. Luke's Medical, for the call out. I understand why I was treated the way I don't know, whatever. Shit happened. We all make mistakes. It's fine. That was really sweet of them. And actually, not only did they gender me properly, but they even complimented me. She said I looked pretty. She called me my dear. I'm living. That is the way that I want to live. That makes me happy. I'm happy. Okay. Can we remove some of the toxic negative attitude then, please? Since, like, things went well and things worked out. Can we just be happy, please? Thank you. Thank you. Thanking you. Thank you. Okay. See, that wasn't even that bad. And I think just goes to show you how important mindset is, because I was being kind of a toxic, crass bitch earlier, and it was sort of, hey, look, a condom. It was sort of ruining everything. I don't know. I'm just venting. And I guess y'all are here for it, or not. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't feel the need to, well, like, is that my gender journey? Is that really it? Is it just trying sneaking clothes all my life, thinking I should be one way and then not being another? Yeah. Like, I guess that's literally it. I don't know. I really thought I would go into more detail and really flush it out. I mean, not that this hasn't been, like, long-winded and flushed out, but that's just my life. I think it's as simple as that. And I think, like, yeah, all I want is to be the gender I identify with and be seen the way that I want to be seen. And yeah, I guess drawing it out, and I don't even know anymore. My mind is all over the place. I feel just as scattered as this highway. Maybe I've reached the end of the video. I don't know. I've still got a bit of a walk back, so I guess there's always stuff to talk about, but I don't know. I feel like I just haven't even processed myself. All I did was I literally have just been, like, non-stop recording. This is a way of processing, but I don't think I've, like, physically actually processed. So maybe I just need a little bit of quiet brain time. Away from the camera, away from the spotlight. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop recording for a second, just collect myself. Okay, I've listened to some music, collected myself, thoughts are coming again. I want to wrap out this video before it actually just becomes like 8 hours long. Oh no, I've dislodged one of my many pins. It's the one that says need more coffee, LOL. Maybe I need more coffee. Shit. Hang on. Ass. There we go. Okay. And now my sweater's choking me. Good lord. Oh, it just doesn't end. The drama does not end, people. It's okay. It's me. I'm dramatic. I've been thinking about it, especially with my whole thing with anger, trying to identify anger as it comes up in the moment. I'm angry. All right? I think it's fair of me to be angry that I was born this way. I'm angry that I even have to take hormones in the first place. I'm angry that my fucking testicles have to atrophy. I'm angry that, like, that I low-key have to put my health at risk. I don't know, increased blood clots, like all this, like, I'm mad that I have to modify my body to feel at home in it. I'm angry about that. I'm scared. I thought I would be excited about hormones. It feels like hormones were like the holy grail for me, like the fountain of youth, like just like something that people like pine after cone. Something that people pine over like their whole lives, like oh, finally the moment is here for me to begin it. I mean, I won't start till next month, but now it's like, oh, I have to freeze sperm. I have to get blood tests. I have to do all this shit. And I have to pay all this money just so I can feel at home in my own body. Like, I'm frustrated. I'm angry about that. What the actual fuck? Like, that's why I keep going back to that hypothetical. Like, is this the point? Is this the point? Like, would I just be grateful if I was born a woman? Like, would everything be fine? Would I even be the same person? I don't know why I keep coming back to that hypothetical, because every time I do, I just realize how flawed it is. And who knows, maybe if I was born a woman, I'd want to become a man. Like, fuck. And then I get like, and then all this type of thinking sets in, the type of thinking that's like, what does it matter? Because I hear all of you in the fucking comments or in the world just being like, why does it matter? You're obsessing. Why is it so important? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I wish I knew, and I do know, but like, children. No yelling around children. Good vibes only. Aw. No yelling. Only good vibes. This is the thing. I wish it wasn't so important. I wish I didn't have to walk here talking into my phone an hour and a half about why I was born in the wrong body. I really wish it wasn't the central theme in my life. Like, you don't think I have bigger and better fish to fry? You don't think I have more important things in my life than to sit here worrying about whether or not people call me sir or ma'am? Like, do you really think that, like, do you think I get off to this? Do you think there's some sick fucking pleasure in this involved? That's what I really fucking pissed. Hey, look, I was talking about dandelions earlier. Look how pretty. That's me right now. That's how I feel. I may be small and just starting off, but I am beautiful. Do you really think I get some sick pleasure out of this? This is what I don't understand, when it's like people get so upset about like trans people making it being so loud and making everything about their gender. It's like, do you think we want to be this way? Do you think that like we get off to being like other than? Like, I'll admit the attention is nice, the special attention, but like I can get that through other ways. I can just like make nice art and people will give me attention for it, or I can just be a kind person and people will give me attention for it. Like, there are other ways to receive this kind of attention. Do you really think that like that's what all this is about? Do you think I really want to be here telling people about how I shoved tampons up my ass when I was 12? Do you really think that like I want any of this? Going back to that hypothetical, if I was just born a woman, I would have been happy. I would be happy. And I mean, I'm happy now, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't want to be doing any of this. I don't want to take hormones. To tell you the truth, I don't want to take hormones. I really don't. I don't want to. I actually don't want to take hormones, okay? I don't want to do it. But I feel like I don't have a choice. I have to. I literally have to. I'm compelled to. And no, I'm not compelled to by society. I'm not compelled to by some mystical force. No one's fucking holding up a gun to my head. But actually, yeah, if you want to talk about it, nice. Oh my God. Subaru family. I was like, hey, one, nice Subaru. And then I was like, oh, two. Oh, I fucking love Subarus. I was born a woman. I am a woman inside because I freaking love Subarus. I mean, men can love Subarus too, but let's be honest. It's for lesbians. Yeah, if we're being honest, my mind is holding up a gun to my head being like, take 'em, bitch. I don't want to. I don't want my testicles to atrophy. I don't want my nipples to hurt. I don't want an increased risk of blood clots. I don't want to fuck with my body. I don't. But I have no choice. I have no choice. I have to. I just have to. It will never be enough, okay? I will never have been born that way, the way that I would have liked to have been born. All my life, no matter how quote-unquote passing I am, no matter how curvy I am, no matter how little facial hair I have on my face, no matter any of that, it will not be enough. It will never be enough. But hormones is the closest I can get. And if it brings me some mental peace, some emotional peace, if it makes me feel like the way that I want to inside, then I have to. I need to. I have no choice. These are the cards I was dealt. I have no choice. I don't like feeling like I have no choice. It makes me feel powerless. It makes me feel helpless. I feel powerless and helpless currently, presently. And I know, like, there are ways to fix that. It's about the narrative and flipping it on its head. But that's the fact of the matter, is that I just feel not even powerless and helpless, like I do, but you know what the main emotion is? It's just like patheticness, worthlessness. I mean, it's more of like inadequacy. It's inadequacy. Like, look at this. Look at this. I'm no woman. I know I'm hate criming myself, but like, who am I kidding? Just everything about that appointment today confirmed that I'm not a woman. Would I really be a woman if I was going on to hormones? Women wouldn't have to go on hormones. I mean, that's not true. Some women take estrogen to stop periods and etc. I don't know enough about that, but I have heard that. And I know I'm hate criming the shit out of myself right now. I know you don't have to be born a woman to be a woman. I know this is some real turfy shit right now. But can you blame me? You know, whenever you have awful thoughts in your head, it's really worth remembering that those are not you. That is not you. And none of what I'm saying right now is me. What I'm saying right now is a parrot of everything I've internalized from my parents, like my Hungarian parents, and my society, the society I grew up in. We live in a society, LOL. And the world, and media, and fucking media. Goddamn, having worked in the film industry for 10 plus years, I can tell you right now that shit is toxic. It is fucking toxic. And the shit I internalized from that, no bueno. That is a topic for another day. I cannot wait to fucking tear into the film industry. I'm coming for all y'all asses. I'm not scared anymore, okay? I'm not scared of fucking producers not hiring me again. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna fucking expose you all for all the abuses you did to me and my fellow crew members. I am going to expose you all. If you don't hear about me after this video, understand that that's what happened to me. It was Big Cone and fucking Hollywood. Guess I have a lot of other shit I'm still angry about. Sorry, y'all. I really appreciate you listening to me vent. But yeah, all that fucking shit that I internalized, that is what I'm talking about right now, okay? So I'm sorry that my rhetoric is slightly bigoted, slightly turfy, slightly transphobic. But it, like, bro, I am transphobic. I'm fucking afraid. I'm phobic. All right? I'm not surprised that that shit's still inside of me. I'm not surprised that it's like, you know, it's an active process to unwork. And fear is like natural. It's how you respond to it and what you do with it. Like, I'm not afraid. I guess I am afraid to admit I'm quote unquote transphobic because I don't I'm a trans woman. I'm not trying to like permanently affix that label to myself. It's quite ironic, but you know, I'm not transphobic in that sense. I'm just afraid of it. Like I'm just afraid of hormones. That's it. I'm afraid of hormones. And like, yeah, when your dad is telling you that hormones will make you an ugly woman and that you'll never be a real woman, like that shit sticks. So yeah, I apologize. Trans women are women, straight up. I'm just like having a rough time right now, y'all. And I'm sad because like my expectations for today were just very different. I really thought this would be like a sleigh victory kind of day, and turns out it's kind of just like opening a closet door and realizing that there's a bunch of shit in there you forgot about, which has been sort of a central theme as of late. So it's probably good that all this is happening. And I'm a tough cookie. I can handle it. It's just like, you know, it's exhausting. Being transgender is exhausting. It's really exhausting. It's like, it's just never ending. And it's like, it feels like the solution is to just give up. I'm not talking about uninstalling the game. I just mean like to stop trying so hard. But I think after most transgender people have done that all their lives, just give up. Like, just let everyone label them the way that they were born biologically. Just let people win. Say it's not worth it to speak up. It's not worth it to correct people because whatever. That's what we've done all our lives, and it chips away at your identity. Because that's the thing, right? You know, when you see yourself a certain way and then other people see you a different way because of your actions or your looks or whatever, it chips away at you just bit by bit. And I, up until very recently, had not much of an identity left. Everything had been chipped away from me. I was like, imagine a stone, a thick chisel, like a thick stone, thick chisel, a thick like slab of concrete or marble. Yeah, let's go with marble. Marble's a nice material. Imagine a thick slab of marble, right? And like, imagine the world, imagine your parents and your childhood friends and the world around you just carving out that fucking stone, and it carves you into like the statue of David. Is that it? The David? What am I talking about? Sure, yeah, that like really chiseled thing by Michelangelo. Yeah, that's David. Imagine that's what they carve you out as, but then they keep carving. So you're this like perfectly sculpted man, and then they keep carving, and then they keep carving, and now they're like getting rid of the detail, and now there's like less and less of the slab. And now, up until like 5 months ago, there was literally nothing left. Like it was literally like this, just, yeah, maybe all that was left was the little sign, the little plaque that said David, Michelangelo. So it chips away. Sometimes I feel like I make these analogies and then it would just work easier if I didn't make them, but I stand by it. That makes sense to me. So yeah, I feel chipped away. Not so much anymore ever since I came out as trans and built this life as April, but I don't know. I guess it just all feels really compromised. I just feel really vulnerable, especially sharing all this information. But I'm sharing it because I hope that other people will relate to my struggle. I'm here now at the GP. I gotta hand in my results, renew my prescription, and then I will wrap up this video, I promise. Thanks for bearing with me, y'all. Love you. Alrighty, y'all. I handed the results in. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's been a wild ride so far. I have a lot I need to process and think about. I think we will revisit this. This will not be the last discussion we have about hormones and gender and just life in general. I apologize because I was a bit just flustered and chaotic and angry in this video, but what else is new? Thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you for listening. Yeah, thank you for listening. I love you all. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, April out.